Seducing women is often described as romance, chemistry, or luck, but beneath all the poetic language, it operates more like a game of perception and psychology, not a childish game, but a serious one where awareness, restraint, and timing determine the outcome. Most men lose before they even begin because they don't understand the rules. They play emotionally while believing they are being logical. They chase validation instead of projecting value, and they reveal their intentions far too early, killing mystery before desire has time to form. The first truth is uncomfortable. Attraction is not created by need. It is created by contrast. A man who is too available, too eager, too open communicates one thing subconsciously. His value is low because it is easily obtained. The mind does not crave what it can fully predict. It craves what feels just slightly out of reach. This is not cruelty. It is psychology. The human brain is wired to pursue uncertainty because uncertainty keeps attention alive. Most men try to seduce by adding more compliments, more texting, more effort, more explaining. But the game is not about addition. It is about subtraction. What you withhold often matters more than what you give. Silence, for example, is not emptiness. It is a mirror. When you don't rush to fill space, the other person projects their own thoughts, emotions, and curiosity onto you. This is how intrigue begins. Not through performance, but through restraint. Another rule of the game is emotional leadership. People don't fall for words, they fall into emotional states. If you are nervous, rushed, or approval-seeking, that emotional frequency transfers instantly. If you are grounded, calm, and self-directed, that also transfers. Seduction is less about what you say and more about how you regulate your internal state. The man who can remain centered regardless of outcome automatically positions himself as higher value because he is not controlled by the result. Dark psychology, when misunderstood, sounds like manipulation. In reality, the core principle is awareness. You are not forcing emotions into someone. You are allowing natural responses to emerge by not sabotaging them. You stop over-explaining. You stop justifying yourself. You stop trying to prove you are good enough. Instead, you let your presence speak. Humans instinctively respect what does not beg for recognition. One of the strongest psychological levers is unpredictability, not chaos, but controlled mystery. If your behavior is always consistent in an obvious way, the emotional spike disappears. This doesn't mean playing games or being dishonest. It means you don't reveal your entire inner world at once. You don't narrate your intentions. You let connection unfold instead of forcing it. When someone feels they are discovering you rather than being presented with you, desire grows naturally. There is also the principle of emotional pacing. Most men rush intimacy because they are afraid of losing the moment. Ironically, this fear creates the loss. Seduction works when you allow tension to breathe. When you are comfortable slowing down, you signal abundance of time, options, and self-worth. The mind reads this as power, not dominance over others, but dominance over self. Another hidden rule is selective validation. Validation given freely has no impact. Validation given sparingly has weight. This doesn't mean withholding kindness. It means responding authentically rather than automatically. When your attention is earned through genuine connection instead of handed out indiscriminately, it becomes meaningful. People value what they feel they participated in creating. The real trick, the one few talk about, is that the game is not about women at all. It is about mastery of self. A man who has purpose, boundaries, and emotional discipline becomes attractive without effort. His life is already full, so anyone entering it feels like a choice, not a necessity. This dynamic changes everything. Desire flows toward stability mixed with mystery, not desperation masked as passion. When Machiavellian thinkers spoke about power, they weren't advocating cruelty. They were describing human nature without illusions. Power in attraction is simply the ability to remain yourself without collapsing into someone else's expectations. It is the courage to walk away from what does not align with you. That willingness alone shifts the entire balance. In the end, seduction is not about conquering or controlling. It is about creating a space where attraction can exist without pressure. When you stop trying to win, you become magnetic. When you stop chasing, you become interesting. When you stop explaining yourself, you become intriguing. The game ends the moment you realize you were never meant to play it outwardly. You were meant to master it internally,